All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're in. We have a sorry for the inconvenience this morning and the late stream where the rain's caused some havoc out there, and we've been running around like headless chooks trying to get everything done. But I think we're in now and ready to go with Victoria versus New South Wales in the third round of the triples, and in the for the New South Wales team, it's Billy Waite leading, with Flynn Cooper and Kobe Katau. And on the Victorian side, Kane Wilson, Will Mays and Charlie Bosworth. And pretty good game. I've seen some remarkable bowls. These guys are very resilient and have done amazing things to play the way they have in pretty trying conditions. So they're on the carpet now, under the cover, on this magnificent facility at Cabramatta. They're lucky to have that cover there, because there's a fair amount of water has fallen. We do have the top green running as well at the moment, and I can see them out the window all wearing jackets. Our Bowls New South Wales sports manager, Lee Stinson's out there and marking for one of the singles games, and he'll be back in to give me an update at some point during the day, including the ladders and the scores as we go through. So while you're out there, there's everyone viewing, all the family members of everyone. Let me know where you are, and as always, ask me any questions you may have, and I'll endeavour to answer them as we go through. So let's have a look. So let's have a look at the event program here, and I'll tell you where all these guys are from. So the program is available on the Bowls New South Wales website. If you go to the Bowls New South Wales website, looking across the top, there's a tab there for representative teams. Click on the New South Wales Junior Blues, and there's a link within that page for the program. And it should be able to tell you, and you'll get a lot of information there about the players and who's from where and where they come from, and we're looking here at the moment. I'll speak about the Victorians first. Kane Wilson from Kerrang. That's a little town from memory out west, but I'm happy to be corrected there. Pretty good shots there. Look at this nice tight head. It is nice and regular down on a on a synthetic green. Yeah, up on the border is Kerrang. By the looks of it, up close to the border there. That'd be a beautiful spot to be, I reckon. And then Will Mays from Heathmont, and Charlie Bosworth is the skipper from Kyabram. And that's a town I've been to a few times, and a really awesome little town there. So good to see a good wide range of representation there from Victoria, and strong bowlers too. The Victorians really showing their class here. I think they're on top of the ladder at the moment, but I'll get confirmation from the sports manager soon. And as Charlie Bosworth is, with a good amount of chat with his teammates, is looking at a shot here to just add. I think they're holding at least two. I'll find the scores for you in a second. I'm a remote from that green now. I'm sitting upstairs facing the other green, but once I see that, we'll be all over it. As Charlie comes through, looking at that front bowl, has crossed the head a little bit, sitting jack high, but he's in the count, and that's a really good shot by young Charlie. And Kobe Katau with their signature long hair, and from Greta in New South Wales. Out near, up north a little bit here, which is just west of Maitland. Has come down his forehand there. pulled up a little bit short, crossed the head, and Victorian score there that I didn't quite see. They're all aiming up there. You're right about the guys knowing about the camera. I did give them a little bit of some instruction down there. I've also told them not to be shy, put their faces in, and let's let their families and their club mates see them. Just want to point out as well that yesterday, after complaining about the Queensland logo, they have sent us a transparent one, so you'll see it down there on the bottom left now. First ball down here by Kane Wilson. Really good start by the young lead. Couple of feet back, just off the line. They've had a fair amount of practice here. They did practice ends, and they played that game this morning. Let's see what Billy Waite's got. Oh, really close to taking Jack with him. Ran through a little. About a metre back now. And Kane chasing his second bowl. Pretty happy with it. And as he should be, he's sitting. That's great lead bowling. Both his bowls sitting just behind Jack. Gives his second and his skip something to use. This is a first game you'll have seen of triples. Triples, of course, being, as the name suggests, as written on the package, they bowl in threes. It's 2 bowls each. I think this is the hardest format of the game. I enjoy playing it very, very much. I think it's really fast and with 2 bowls, it's less. You really have to be accurate. There's no real siders, honestly, no real room for hits. You very rarely get a big heavy shot. It's mostly about draw bowls. Will Mays just pushing his back and covering Billy Waite at the back. Stephen Rowdy Arthur down there at Victoria, just pointing out that Kane Wilson's a new member at the Barham Bowling Club. Rowdy, a board member down there, I believe, and that's a spectacular club. They've had some upgrades recently, and they're going great guns. If you're in that area, head to Barham. They're a beautiful club. Will Mays just dropping that second one right on Jack, just in front. Really good shot. And a bit to do now for the New South Welshman. Oh, and that looked so good coming down. Just the tap, moving Will's bowl across and making a smaller target, tucking Jack away. update as soon as I possibly can. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we may be back. No. Just checking now. We'll be back. That sounds good. I'm just looking now at some remarkable bowls as our audio kicks back in on the Facebook and the YouTube streams. Don't forget you can see all of this as we go with on our socials. Don't pay for them. I'll put that post up. We shouldn't we shouldn't charge. We won't be charging you for our feeds. That's not what we do right now. It looks like Charlie Boswood's looking to promote his bowl here, has pushed it down a really good line, just the edge. Probably not enough weight for what he was looking for, but a good idea. These guys read the heads as we were talking about yesterday. I think it was Aaron Tees brought it up. Victorian players seem to be holding a pretty good head here. It's pretty good number. You can see the angles they're choosing and the discussions they're having. They're smart bowlers, these men. Some of the shots they look like they're playing. Shots they're playing look like they're taking level 3 geometry or something like that. And the lad's just pointing out they're on camera again. Good boys. Love it. He's just playing down that backhand side, looking to rest in there and fall over. That was the exact shot called. And he's done something there. We'll have a close look. There's two Victorians. Two out so far in a measure. And a good score for the Victorians there. New South Wales bowls with her. They look Victorian to me. Didn't see the call again. What's going on here? Just waiting for a score update from my minions downstairs. We do have a live scoring app available, but unfortunately not being used at this tournament. One of my new jobs is, should introduce myself. My name's Ben Crixtolitis. I'm the new guy at Bowls New South Wales, and I do live streaming and I do Bowls Link, and I'll be coming to your clubs shortly around New South Wales to teach you how to use it, and we'll get some better use. And that's a fantastic start. Billy Waite, magnificent. It was a couple of New South Wales did win that end, and a little touch too. Yeah, and we'll see if we can get the Bowls Live, the live scoring app up. Get onto the Bowls Now application, which is just magnificent and very handy. Another good bowl here by Billy Waite, just crossing a little bit, had the right weight and has managed to do that without creating much of a target. That's fantastic bowling by young Bill. And the response here by Kane Wilson. And the skipper Charlie just calling it across, willing it to turn, and it has. Oh my goodness, what a fantastic bowl. Jack High just crossed a little bit, didn't get the contact he may have wanted, but everything there for the Victorian second and third to work off and move Jack away. And Flynn Cooper here from New South Wales. The Warilla bowler, he'd probably be pretty used to carpet. A big undercover facility there at Warilla. One of my favourite clubs too. Now Will Mays has done exactly what his skipper asked. Punched Jack out to the side, away from the head. Probably still one down, but Jack is completely open there and exposed and ready to draw to. I'll tell you what, Flynn's done very well. They're just cutting across the head. We'll be happy with that one back. Just missed Jack. And another great bowl by Will Mays. Has put two fantastic shots in there. I could not be more impressed with that. And will make you skip very happy. Still one down, but in the end, a lot easier than it was for Charlie. And Kobe's, has the advantage with one up and still what could be a fairly simple draw for both skippers. They both know this green pretty well now. Here comes Kobe with those distinctive pale blue New South Wales bowls. The lad's willing that bowl to cross. And it has just in behind the Victorian bowls at the back. And let's see what Charlie Boswood's got. He's got a really nice style when he releases. And just finishing Jack high there, that's not bad. They're having a close look. Lots to think about for Kobe. Skipper's looking at these things not just to grab a shot, but looking at getting multiple shots. There's so many options in the head. Some people who introduced me to the game used to call this long distance chess. They said it was a game that was fairly easy to learn and extremely difficult to master. And these young guys that are starting early, these are the masters of our sport in future years. They're as good a player as I've come across in the dealing with all the higher grades. And of course, this tournament here, the Tri-Series, is a lead-up event to the Nationals in Western Australia later on in the year. Just dropping a little short there, Kobe. So the Victorian team are doing the same thing, having a look, seeing if they can build. They're one finger up saying the Victorians are holding ones. They're kind of dancing around it, looking for the angles. I think Charlie's just indicated that he's going to run through. And he's lining up. You can see the way he's winding himself up for that shot. Looking to arrive a bit. May have pushed it out a bit wide. Can't see it coming back from there. Did play with some weight to get there, but now the tape's coming out. It's a very brightly coloured measure, that that Will Mays has got there. Haven't seen one like that before. That's pretty flash. So it's 1 to New South Wales. Bellyweight grabs the mat. Just puts it back where Jack was. Pretty close to the tee here. And running it pretty much all the way to the tee at the other end, going for a long end, which is a good choice on a synthetic green. Just to brag a bit, I quite like playing short ends on synthetic greens. It confuses people. The long end, smart idea is just drop that one a couple of metres short, and he'll figure that out in the next one, I'm sure. Kane Wilson from, I said Kareem, but probably Barham now, has put that absolute ripper in, found his range immediately, dropped in about a half a foot behind Jack, tiny little target for the opposition to draw to, and that's about as good a lead bowl as you can get. Billy Waite down the backhand, has corrected, needs to be back, nearly matching that up as well. That's, wowee, the correction. That is staggering. Pushed an extra few metres and nearly dropped it, came around enough to take shot from Kane Wilson, whose bowl is just beautiful. And Kane looking to repeat his performance. And look, your skipper has got to be happy with that. That's two very influential bowls. The lads high fives to celebrate. A lot of pride in their shirts, these Victorians. They really... The Big V is obviously a storied shirt and a storied Guernsey. Flynn Cooper has managed to take shot off the Victorians with a beautiful draw shot, a couple of inches short. Yeah, the Big V is a storied one in football terms for when AFL used to play State of Origin in the 70s and early 80s. And I'm sure, because I'm not necessarily from New South Wales, the light blue shirts of New South Wales are equally as famous, and there's certainly a lot of pride there as well. The teams have their huddles before the games and their little chants. Their significant chants. They're loud, especially under that cover at Cabramatta. They echo around the ground. And Bev, I'll get the score on the screen once I know it. At the moment, I'm sitting level above these guys and a whole building away, so I can't actually see the scoreboard at this point. But as soon as I get a minion to run down there for me, I'll be all over it. Oh, Jack just moved then. I'm not sure if... Oh, he's pretty... Skipper's happy. Chalk goes on Willie's bowl. And Kobe Cattell. I do enjoy the way these lads are standing out of the way of the camera. They take instruction well, but also the way they're turning and facing it every now and again. So family members that are watching on, you do get to see the faces of your lads instead of their backs all the time. I did give them a little briefing there, asking them to celebrate a bit as well on the good shots, because why not? Yeah, so you can celebrate with them. Now, Kobe playing a fairly narrow shot there. Probably not the weight for that. The weight for that grass need to be a little heavier, but that's a good cider. Charlie Boswood with another narrow hand. He's got more weight on his. Oh, Will just willing it to get around that front one, and it didn't quite get there. Just edging off that front bowl. All right, Kobe Katau just better weight on that time. Pushed a little wider and is sitting right at the back now. Charlie did play a heavy shot, so that's good cover by the New South Wales skipper. And a pretty good shot here. By the looked at it, from what I could see of it, it's cut across and hit that front bowl again. 1 to New South Wales. All right, I might... So I have just had word from one of my minions that they're out there. They'll bring us some rink scores very soon, and I'll have them as soon as I know them. And also you'll see a link in the comments section here on the Facebook page. And this will give you the current scores. We usually don't encourage clicking on the links in our page, but if it comes from me, you know it's safe. And when I say the page on the live streams, don't click on any that don't come from us. Unless you trust the person that gives it to you, of course, but if you don't know them, don't click on it. So the overall ladders, I'll go from the bottom. The Under-18 Tri-Series boys ladder after 4 games each. Victorians on the top of the boys ladder with 9 points and a 22-shot margin. Queensland second on 5 points and a 0 margin. And New South Wales with 2 points, minus 22. So New South Wales drew 2, lost 2 on 2 points, minus 22. The Under-18 Tri-Series girls ladder after 4 games. Victorians won 3 games, lost 1 on 9 points with a margin of minus 1. Queensland played 4, won 2, lost 2, 6 points on a margin of minus 3. New South Wales played 4, won 1, lost 3 on a margin of plus 4 points. If that's correct, that could be the most remarkable ladder I've seen, with the 2 teams above having a negative margin score and still being ahead of the only team with a positive margin score. It's completely possible, but that's a really unlikely thing. And the 2023 Under-18 Tri-Series overall ladder, Victoria, obviously after all 8 games, is winning, having won 6, lost 2, 8 points with a margin of plus 21. Queensland won 3, lost 3, 11 points with minus 3. And New South Wales won 1, lost 5 with a margin of 18. So the Victorians really dominating this Tri-Series event so far. Mostly we've played 4s. We'll see if the different formats change things a bit for New South Wales and Queensland. Again, this game will is used as a lead-up event to the Australian Championships over in Western Australia. Where they'll be eagerly, I can tell you they'll be eagerly greeted by the West Australian crowd and the great bowls community in Western Australia. Bowls Western Australia do a great job looking after their clubs. They, you may not know this if you're from New South Wales, but and it is similar in Victoria. There aren't any pokies in their clubs over in Western Australia, so they rely on their members and what they can do to create a community club. As Kobe Katau, that's a fantastic shot. Just looking for the edge off the wing bowl there, and rolled in. Charlie Boswood, really exceptional draw shot there just to pull back. They want it to fall down. I don't know if it has. Big high fives and celebrations. What a fantastic shot by Charlie. That's about as tough a shot as you can get, just to have the confidence to draw in around two front bowls on an angle like that. And really smart conversations again. These young bowlers have fantastic bowling brains. Gav Parkinson there saying, nice, Will. Tidy. He's a Geelong supporter, is Gav, by the looks of things. That's a shame. So the shot from Kobe Katau on his forehand here might be just looking to roll himself up or use the edge there to push Charlie's first ball away. He's put it out with some good grass. It's got to turn a fair way here. I'm not sure that he's managed it. No, it's going to drop. Weight was a bit off and it was a little bit wide. Still not a bad effort. Charlie's second bowl just cracking into the couple of front bowls there and rolling on. And one to Victoria. So that must have been Charlie's bowl at the back. That's a fantastic bowl to steal shot from the New South Welshman there. Magnificent bowling by Charlie Boswood. He's putting on an absolute display. I don't think I've seen him put many bad ones down. So I was just talking about Will Mays, from Heathmont, which is out in Melbourne's east, near Ringwood and Bayswater, Boronia. I think I've actually got a family member there. My little brother lives out in that direction. It's a nice place to visit. I enjoy it down there, but I reckon it'll be pretty cold out there at the moment. If you're from Heathmont, let me know on the live stream. I do love seeing where you're all watching from. Haven't seen Vince Calabrese on the line yet. He usually lets me know. He's an absolute bowler's tragic. So Kane Wilson's bowl just short of Jack and out on the wing, and reply here by Billy Waite. Jeez, just drops it straight in front. That's nearly as small a target as you can get, and just right near Jack. Was it a touch? Yes, it was. Out comes the chalk. Second bowl here from Kane Wilson. Likes it a lot. Oh, my God. He's taken Jack and just pushed it straight through. A couple of inches. Could not have been better on the weight. Obviously, the grass was perfect. And stealing shot away from Billy. Now, Billy's reply looks fantastic as well. What a display of bowling we're seeing here. Bounces off Kane's first bowl and pushes the Jack through enough and grabs shot back. That is 4 amazing bowls from the Leeds. Now, Rihanna Powell there from Nyngan. Louise Whitehead from Heathmont confirming that it's freezing in Heathmont. That doesn't surprise me at all. And Will's got the line on that one, just dropping a bit short. He'll have another go in a second and correct from that. But Flynn Cooper, it has really impressed me. I love watching these flashing bowls come down the green. They look great on the camera. And pushing around towards Jack there, just a little bit behind. And I would suggest that second shot. So 2 to New South Wales at the back. After 4 of the best bowls I reckon I've seen in a long time from the leads from both Billy Waite and Kane Wilson. Will Mays corrected his weight just a little much, but it's good back there. Charlie Bosworth was a really accurate heavy shot. May move Jack, and like anyone at this level, you don't expect Jack to stand still. Flynn looking to match his own up by the looks. I don't think it's in the count looking at the vision there, but it definitely covers the back. Yeah, Jason Cassidy, New South Wales not being on the back of the jumpers. We're looking at some different designs as we speak, and I think you could be right. That's a good idea. That's good feedback, and 'cause you're right. You see the Victoria and the Queenslanders really stand out with the names on the back. Definitely something I'll bring up at the next high performance meeting. And Kane Katau. Katau just a really good ball there, pushing towards the back. He saw Charlie's bowl come through and looking to make a touch on anything. Jack movement. They've got good coverage there. Fantastic bowler, Charlie Boswood. He's got such a good system, a good delivery. Oh, he's just pushed that one. Left that one hanging out a bit wide, I think. So a speculative or a close to there being looked at by Flynn Cooper. He's calling his skipper down again. Mary Ingram watching from Fife. Hello again. Mick West. Good to see you there, mate. Yeah, right, Cody. It is what you see the most of on the live streams is the back. I like the idea of having not just the Bowls New South Wales logo, but the name of the state on your shirts as well. I think that's or your jumper. So I think I agree with you there. And Nigel, no, certainly no schooners unless it's of what were they drinking last night? It was lemonade and the fire engines. The old school fire engines were very popular last night at dinner. Some good appetites on these teenagers. Michael Brindle there with his phone sitting next to him while he's working. I do that a lot if I'm not on the stream itself. Kobe Katau put his hands on his head there like he was disappointed. But he's got the little edge and worked his way through. They're having a good look. 3 so far. A little edge on Jack. Hasn't moved things around enough to give them another shot. So 3 it is for New South Wales, and kicking away a little bit. They've won a few ends here. Still waiting on a score update from my minions, but they'll be here soon, I'm sure. And Billy Waite taking the mat right back to the tee, putting Jack about a midway up the line. He's not quite following it far enough with his first bowl, but once again he corrects well, and I've seen him do it today multiple times. This green's fairly regular, very regular in both directions, so there's no real change either way. There's not much wind to speak of, but it is really wet out there. It is raining steadily. I wouldn't say teeming down, but I can see out the window here, everyone out there wearing jackets. The poor Queenslanders freezing. And Billy just matching up his first one at the front there. Just a couple short. Yeah, Kevin and Jason, I'll get scores for you shortly. There's no scores because I'm a building and a half away, watching the commentary on a similar stream to what you are. And I should have people down there, but they're all flat out looking after some of the admin things. The rain has really knocked us around a bit this morning with what we had expected and changed the format a bit, so lots of work to do. I'll get you a score as soon as I can. So Flynn Cooper's bowl just crossing the line a little bit, dropping Jack a couple inches past Jack, but brilliantly the two lead bowls of Kane Wilson there, who is also having a great game. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Dan. Thanks for the feedback as well and for the score update. An unfortunate little hit there by Flynn on the front. I think he had the weight to reach the jack. As Willie Mays puts his down the forehand, he's willing it on. They are really engaged in this contest, especially I'll say it outright now, especially the Victorians hanging around these fine young people is really impressive to see the way they are. And the way they operate, and they're really engaged in this Tri-Series test. Everyone loves representing their state, and they're aiming at national selection at some point in their futures. A little bit of patriotism for your state's not a bad thing. Kobe Katau there on his forehand as well, looking to drop into that gap. Has pushed all the way back a little bit. He's the best back bowl. Pretty tough to see Jack moving that far in ahead this shape, but we'll see what happens. Stranger things have happened. I don't think Charlie will be looking to move too much, just look to build here. He's got shots both on the forehand and the backhand, but we'll come down the forehand by the looks. And try to sneak in there. Any touch on anything's going on the wing bowl there will be handy for him. But he snuck through that little window like Kobe was trying to do and dropped in back there, a foot and a half probably behind, just behind the jack, and potentially for another counter. If you can hear a funny ghostly voice at all behind me, we have bingo happening in the room behind us, and we all know how seriously bingo players take their game. Bless them. Oh, Kobe's shot here, just looking at that wing bowl, has fallen in the right direction and pushed him out, and New South Wales holding one. What a great shot by Kobe there. That gave them everything, a rescue. And Charlie being called to have a run at it. Yeah, it was played nice. Oh, it's a good controlled weight shot. Oh, and as we said, luck starts when you arrive at the head. Has bounced through, edged off one of the front bowls, knocked Kobe's bowl out to the side, and now they're going to have a close look at one bowl to Victoria. So good shots there got great play by both skippers. Amazing shots going down. A pretty good setup by their teammates. Victoria getting a shot. Now, I don't know the exact score, but I can tell you that I think it's pretty close now. What I might do while they're setting this one up is I might go for a walk myself. You won't hear any audio for a couple of minutes, but I'll go get the score for you and come back and report. All right, I'm back after my little run, and I can confirm that it is 8-all after 9 ends here. I'll quickly fix the scoreboard up, and we'll see if we can put it on the screen. All right. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. The scoreboard's on the screen now, so we should be able to keep track of this. Despite how busy everything is, everyone's marking games and walking around in the umbrellas or just walk outside. There's a lot of noise. Lots of parents, grandparents, and everyone huddled around. You can see blankets in the background on the shot on your screen now, and that on the far left, it is quite chilly out there. I can see on the top right of the screen there's a New South Wales lad, young Sam there, wearing just his T-shirts and shorts. I think that's crazy because even I'm cold. So Kobe with his last bowl, he's got a good shot on that open side available. But Charlie's bowl comes next, and he's got the same option by the looks. I do love the way these guys collaborate. There's no skipper at the head and just deciding which shot to play and throwing it down. Something, to be honest, I'm guilty of, and when I play, and something I'll learn from these young men and young people as we go along. They collaborate really well as a team. And Charlie's bowl looking the goods here if it's got the weight. Looking now to bounce off that front one a little bit and roll, and it hasn't. It's hit it a bit square and it's stopped. Didn't change the head all that much. Kobe can see exactly what he needs to do. Oh, Kobe just rolling his own bowl in there. So a quick look here. And it's 2 to Victoria. So 10-8 to the Victorians after 10 ends. So this is an 18 end game. 2 bowl triples, as I mentioned earlier, I think one of the hardest, I think the hardest format of the game. And these men playing very, very well. It plays to 18 ends. There is a time limit of 2 hours, 15 minutes, not including the trials. I don't believe that we'll reach that here on a synthetic green. And with 2 bowl triples, it's a very quick game. And Billy Waite putting that bowl down beautifully and sitting between Kane's bowl and the jack. These lead bowlers, absolutely remarkable to watch. I'd love to see a singles game between the two of them. It'd be really tight. Yeah, thanks for the feedback there, everyone. We're certainly getting there. Just noticed that James Reynolds is on the feed here. James Reynolds, one of my favourite bowlers getting around, one of the nicest guys in bowls you could imagine, from down there at Merimbula. There's a multiple Australian champion, just a legend of the game, and glad you're here. I'm really good to see you, mate. And Rick, thanks for that, mate. I've actually just run out there and had a look, and that seems to be that was the score I saw on the scoreboard. If you're closer and sitting there, I'd love score updates from you. That'd be great. Thank you. And Charlie asking Will to play a little strong on his backhand. Wouldn't mind disturbing that head. They are down 1. He's played his forehand. I don't think that's what Charlie called, but still there and a really good effort. Just pushing through. Good cover there by Flynn. That's what his skipper called, and the Jack's likely to head back, so he should be very happy to be back there with that. What's Charlie got here? Not as heavy as he would have liked, I think. Yeah, and the lad's just asking Kobe to come and sit on that back bowl on the left-hand side there. These guys using pretty similarly coloured bowls except for Flynn and Charlie, so I can't quite see the sticker colour there. I really do believe it's New South Wales holding at the moment. And Kobe just looking for cover. He set back there. It is cover, and pretty good to be able to get within a couple of feet of the target he's aiming at. It's a long way, 23 metres, when you're throwing a man-made rock. And he's played that beautifully. And the job in front of him now for Charlie. Oh, good weight here. Waiting for the turn. He's probably going to get it square. Has moved Jack. And Victorians seem to be holding one. Or maybe not. Maybe it went further back than I thought. But celebrations all around there by the Victorians. I was just watching their what they were calling, and good shot there by Kobe. So that's 2 to the New South Wales team. So Jack did go far enough back to Kobe. That cover was really exactly what they were looking for. We have 2 to New South Wales in reply. After 11 ends, 7 ends to go. Scores are tied. Hey, Barbara, it is on YouTube. I'll find it for you now. And I'll put a link under your reply there, and anyone else that is looking for the game on YouTube. If you go to the Bowls New South Wales page, it should be the first link you see. Obviously, the people that like to watch it on YouTube can cast it to the TVs. You can cast from Facebook, I think. We used to be able to. I haven't done it for a long time, usually using the YouTube stream myself. Good start there by Billy. And the follow-up from Kane a little bit lighter. All right, I have some scores through from Lee Stinson, our operations manager here on the girls in Rink 15, New South Wales versus Victoria. New South Wales are 7 over Victoria 2 after 8 ends. On Rink 16, I don't have names for you on who's on the rink, so I might actually leave that off. I'll give you scores when I get some names through as well. I'm sadly a long way away from these guys still, but I'll use the information I have, and I'll keep you as up to date as possible. New South Wales lead still holding 1. That's Billy Waite. Charlie having a good look at that. Pulled a bit short, a lot of these bowls here, except for that longer one by Flynn Cooper, who's about to have his second shot. A lot to adjust from here. Oh, and Flynn just crashing into that wing bowl. Looked all right, holding 1. And Will Mays down on his forehand. Charlie really willing it on. Wants it to come through. He's got a lot of interest in it. Just pulling up short as well. It's a big job here for the skippers. Kobe's certainly in the superior position, holding 1 there. And Charlie got some thinking to do. So long discussion there by Kobe and Flynn. They're looking to build a bit of a score. They're not going to sit down and wait and be happy with just one. It is difficult to draw through two, and a pretty tough on both hands for Kobe to knock something up, knock one of their bowls up. I think that he's played a pretty narrow hand. He's got Flynn there in the middle, and that may be what he's looking to either aim at or duck under. He's played this beautifully. Oh, and just unlucky to run through without touching anything through that head, and that's it's amazing how often that happens. Lots of discussion on how to cast it, and it's really good advice from everyone there. Yeah, give it a go. Some of the people on our feeds are obviously more tech savvy than others, so yeah, please help each other out. We're a good community here with that in bowls. Michael Spike there watching from Harvey Bay. Good man. Oh, lots of interest here from the New South Wales team. Kobe holding his hands in the air, cringing a little bit. Didn't want to promote that bowl and hasn't. He's done that well. Will just calling Charlie through about a metre. Oh, a very deliberate bowl. Looking to arrive. We'll need something to slide off here. Oh, he's got Jack, who'd kicked it across to Kobe. Maybe two down now if he hasn't stayed with it. Yep, so they're two for the New South Welshman. And 2 ends in a row. And 12-10 after 12 ends to the New South Wales lads. There's Vince. Vince has just shown up on the live feed. Good to have you back, mate. Absolute bowls tragic, our Vince. That scoreboard says 10-all. So I've done something wrong there. That's not a... Unless they haven't changed it. I've got 12 ends on mine and they've got 10. So maybe the scoreboard hasn't changed. Well, I'll go out and have another look. Won't be a second. I want to keep this accurate for you. It's important the viewers, you know exactly what the information is, so I'll go and have a look. All right, so I've just had my little trip outside and I've just reset my calculations here completely. I don't know how I've done that, but that's okay. We'll correct it. The boys have confirmed for me that it is 10 all after 10 now, so a much closer game than I expected, than I thought, and 8 ends to go. I've somehow got ahead of us. Sorry about that, everyone. I can confirm, having had to run outside just then to be able to look down the green, it is wet, is the best description. There is quite a bit of rain falling outside. The players out there on the open green, I can see them flicking their rags around and wiping themselves off. It is sopping out there. These lucky young blokes get to play undercover. Okay, I'll do my very best in the Queensland versus the last score I had from that Queensland versus Vic in the singles. Was Queensland 12, Victoria 4 in the Queensland versus Victoria singles. So that's I don't have names for you at the moment. They're just kind of throwing numbers at me from down the bottom. I'll do my very best to get an update as soon as I can. I think the man that's feeding me this, Charlie, great shot there, all the way to the tee, drops in behind Jack. And 2 to Victoria. Everyone heard that? If I'm wrong, let me know. The scoreboard. Victoria, 2 extra shots on there, and they're on 12. It's after 11 ends. And I promise you I'm doing my best to keep up. Oh, geez. Oh, wow. So I may have been right, and they did tell me that Kobe right there, who just changed the scoreboard, told me that the scoreboard was correct. It's clearly not true. So so my last scoreboard was correct, and I'm pretty happy to say that I was keeping up well, and that's incredible. So let's change this again. But thankfully, we've got a camera on it now, so I'll be able to keep up. So New South Wales 12, Victoria 13 after 13 ends. I did ask Kobe, I was hanging off the balcony, asked him if that was correct, and he said yes. Well, we've got it right now. Cody Garrick, tough gig. You're not wrong at the moment. Working at the job, Ben. It's as a fantastic shot goes down there by Billy Waite. That's really nice bowls, in fact. Bit of chalk on there from Kobe. Willie Mays drifting around to the back. That's going to be in a really good position. That Jack won't stay there. And Flynn just pushing around as well. He knows where Jack's going to go, so does his skipper. And asked him to put that bowl there so that there's always coverage. So that's the joys of being a lead. Your bowl does tend to move around a lot, especially if you're sitting on Jack like that. And here comes Will having a good go at this, a really good crack. Or just didn't quite hit it hard enough, I think, but it has exposed Jack and made a really nice target for Charlie when he comes to the head. Flynn down with his forehand. Dropping around. This is going to turn in a long way. Sitting in a really nice spot, right on Jack High. That's a really good bowling again by all of these young men, all four of the first bowlers. As the skippers go to the head, strong discussions about strategy and tactics. Really long discussion there. Kobe and Flynn taking this very seriously. It's a close game. They know there's only 5 ends left, or 4 ends after this. Unless I've read that scoreboard wrong again. But his games are played with some intensity. And Charlie's been called down there fairly strong. I think that's the shot I'd play as well. That's what I'd be thinking. I'm sure a lot of the guys out there and the men and women out there really can see that shot, can see a heavy shot. No exception here for these young gents. Charlie playing a narrow line with a bit of weight. Lots of interest here by his Victorian teammates as he punches through into that front bowl and rolls forward, but not quite enough to get shot. Has left it exposed and left him with another shot to play on that side, should he choose to. I can tell that Matty Flapper, one of the coaches there, Australian bowls legend, has been telling these guys in the huddles to not be scared of running through. Don't be scared of giving the bowls a hit. So Charlie there with an option for a bit of a cracking shot without much risk, depending on what Kobe does here. And on this rink, those distinctive light blue bowls, his teammates calling them around, just not coming in on the right spot. Oh, my apologies if Charlie's had 2 bowls. So there you go. I did know that, but failed to call it. So it'll be 1 to the New South Welshman. We are 13 all after 14 ends. A tight tussle here. You can hear the bingo going off again behind me at Cabramatta in the big ballroom. Quite a few players back there. This is a brilliant facility for a community facility, a fantastic place to come and play bowls and have a meal and I'll play bingo. I'm sure they do trivia or something here as well. It's have a look at their program, but Cabramatta Bowling Club, home of the Bull Ants and home of the New South Wales Junior Blues. Have been a great support of this test as well, or a little bit of exasperation there from Billy Waite. Knows he's put it short. interesting to see how these guys hold up to being a little bit tired after a few days of competition. They're good young men and mature. They weren't playing up at all last night, despite being here and being put up in hotels and a long way from home. But it can be tough. It's a pretty solid program. And they've travelled from a long way, a lot of them, especially the interstate boys and girls. Just looking at this list, we've got players on the boys section from Corrimal, Coonabarabran. Coonabarabran's a long way away. Gunnedah Services, and then closer ones in Cabramatta and Warilla. Oh, a really good look here by Will. And he's carried Jack back and through. That's a great bowl. Fantastic. Flynn had one back and was holding shot, and Will just took it off him like a robber. Burglarised him. Flynn Cooper on his forehand, chasing it down. As Charlie sprays that front bowl and not quite making it, but what a great effort. Nothing more than a couple of inches there and extra, and he was shot as well. But a really good second. Will Mays just shifting over to his forehand, punched it out fairly wide and sitting a bit short. Kobe Katau on that forehand. He's been playing fairly well down that side in this direction. Lots of interest once again by his New South Wales teammates. He's coming around. I don't think it's quite going to get Jack, but an amazing effort. Missing Jack by the width of a shoelace. And curling in and just back now. So opportunity for two there. That's a good sight. I really won't want to change much from that one. What's Kobe got? He doesn't have to change much at all. His last bowl just missing. He's played this pretty well. Was coming in really close. Oh, just through that little gap. Oh, so boss, look at his face. He's can see how close it was. A little bit of disbelief on Kobe's face there. That was a fantastic shot and just missed. And Charlie, a little bit of correction to do here. He's played a very similar shot without the weight, I think. He's going to cross in front of the head. Nice safe and one to the Victorian side. So 14-13, a one-shot advantage here to the Victorians after 15 ends. The boys just sorting their math out there and make sure they agree on the scorecards. Here comes Bill just to put his first one in as Kane's awesome first bowl, just dropping a little bit short, but still in a handy bowl within a foot of Jack. For anyone fairly new to the game that's watching or is looking at bowling, a lead bowler should be able to do exactly that. Put it within a foot and you're going to have a put it within a foot and you're going to give it a chance. You're going to give your teammates their best chance as well. What a bowl. What a fantastic bowl by Billy Waite through that to take shot off the Victorians and correct from his last. And I could not be more impressed with that kind of bowl. That's just amazing bowling. That's exactly what you want from your lead. Here comes Will to match it up. Played fairly heavy, which was a good option. Could punch his leads bowls up. Move Jack, move Billy's bowl. I would have said that was undrawable, and through he came and did it beautifully. Flynn Cooper's first bowl, just tapping the Victorian bowl of Kane Wilson up a little bit, no damage. A little bit harder for Victorians now on that, certainly on that hand. Still a heavy shot on, I'd suggest. Certainly wouldn't want to be short. He's a smart bowler. So I know we often say, and you hear a lot of commentary about these bowlers being mature and good for their age and things like that. I think that sometimes feels to me a little condescending because I don't think that at all. I think they're just good bowlers. Not just smart in the game for their age, but smart for a bowler at all. And it's wonderful to watch. Dean Shaw saying, bet you didn't think your commentary gig came with so much cardio. You're right, but fair enough. And there's a fair chance I need a bit of that cardio too, so that's okay. I do have a really nice comfy chair here at Cabramatta. So getting up and running 20 or 30 metres to get a score is not a bad thing. So Flynn with another pretty good shot. A really nice close head here. Charlie probably just looking to move a few things around, but has pushed it a bit wide, I think. That's the weight he needed to play. Or kicking Billy's back bowl in a little bit. So some interesting decisions here for Kobe. He's playing his forehand. He's got Flynn's bowls there on the at the front to move up. He's played the weight to do it, but I think the grass is a bit wide, and he's just going to push onto the back, which isn't a bad thing by any means. Charlie's still really needing to disturb the head here. And the bounce. And he's run forward. I don't know if he's fallen over. I can't see if it's one in New South Wales. Charlie can't have been far off there. I guess the Billy Waite's bowl at the back still touching at the end. And what a fantastic hit of bowls that was. Charlie's last bowl, one to sing about. So end for end here at the moment. And on the 16th end, with 2 ends to go, we are all tied up. And Billy's first bowl, if the Victorians have changed the length, that's in. I said before, they're smart bowlers, and that's smart tactical play with the New South Wales team having good success just on a middle to short to middle length. So T to T here on the synthetic at Cabramatta Bowling Club, and no, that's backwards. So the New South Wales team have gone long after the Victorians were short. But Billy, unfortunately, putting his first bowl in the ditch and second bowl a little bit short. Still corrected. Still has one on the green. And the change of length has really tricked these bowlers a fair bit by the looks, and that, as so often happens. Yeah, as so often happens, they find themselves either long or short or having to correct, but no such problem for Flynn there. Well, we put one in the ditch, but corrected really beautifully, and he's holding the shot there on the left-hand side. Will Mays willing this one on. Still dropped a couple of feet short, so really open here for the skippers now. Lots of room in both sides, but they're looking to play up to the jack there. It's actually really good to watch Flynn work there. He's very visual and very descriptive, tells the skipper exactly what he can expect in the tactical play. Tell me on the live chat what we think of a lot of these lads. Lots and lots of these boys here have mustaches. I'm a beard man myself. What do we reckon? So here comes Kobe Katau on that forehand, as asked for by his second Flynn. It's rolling. He had the right line, but not the weight. A good sight, though, and a good sighter. They are holding shot. Yeah, Barbara, good question. Yep, we'll fight on. There will be more games on this afternoon, and we will be scheduling. We will have a we'll have a long we'll have a another live stream this afternoon. Who it is at the moment, and what format it will be, and what states we're looking at, I can't tell you right now. But as soon as I know, you'll know. I'm not trying to keep secrets from anyone. I'm just just lacking information. And here comes Kobe down the forehand again. He did have a good sighter. He'll want to stay out of his own way a little bit. But a good option there is just to play it like there's nothing in your way. He's played this pretty well. If he sneaks under his front bowl, he'll come all the way down to the Victorian ones there. Doesn't want to rock that up too much. Rocked it forward and back. And in the end, no damage and a pretty good shot. Charlie Boswood just, I think, pushing that a little wide, well, certainly wider than he would have liked. And 1 to New South Wales, and coming into the final end. New South Wales have the advantage. So 2 needed here for the win for Victoria. And New South Wales just need to hold on, but just still the closest of margins. Okay, we're waving this through. You know they want it. Charlie giving his lead options on either hand. Doesn't really mind. What's Kane Wilson got here? He's played a really nice bowl there. Dropped back about 2 feet past Jack. We'll be happy with that. And the correction coming now from Billy. He's pushed that out a little bit wider. The weight looks better to there. And fantastic shot. Really close. That's, I think it's about equidistant, about the same distance between the bowls from the Jack. Be pretty hard for me to call it from here. Charlie just asking Kane out on that side, and that's a better bowl. That's the shot, no doubt about it. Charlie showed him how much room he had, and he managed to pull in inside that, and he's sitting well less than 6 inches from the Jack on the left-hand side, and that's a good way to finish by young Kane Wilson, who's had a really nice game. Flynn's first bowl, bouncing off Kane there and taking the shot. That's as good a reply as you could get to Kane's fantastic lead bowl. Well done, Flynn. Will Mays, who started off flying, probably had just a little dip towards the end of the game here. Oh, and just sitting a bit short, crashing into that front bowl. And a good look. They have a really good discussion there, Flynn and Kobe. The call to change hands, push down on his backhand. It's given it a lot of room. These bowls do turn in a long way. It's all about speed now. Looks like it's slowing down. Oh, and he's got past a little bit. Depending on it's hard to tell. He's beaten that front yellow bowl of Billy Waite. But whether it beats the back bowl's up for speculation. Oh, wow, just missing and going through that gap in a really good spot. You can see the shot that Charlie has now down through that gap. Kobe's got to play it as well. Potentially play it as well. I actually think Flynn caught him on the other hand. Flynn called him on the other hand. There is a shot there for him. A couple of guys there on the chat line saying they're good with beards. As I said, I'm a beard man myself, but that's because I'm lazy and I don't like to shave. Here comes Kobe on his backhand, giving it plenty of paddock. Will it turn in? No, it's gone around the back. But again, a smart bowl. The guy said that's where Flynn said that's where his bowl should or could end up to be handy. And Charlie with the shot still in that window, I'd suggest. Flynn and Billy's bowl on the front right there of Jack are in the way. He wouldn't want to promote either of those. Can't afford to promote either of those. So the only option for Charlie on his forehand. It's a fairly narrow line if he's got weight. Oh, everyone watching this. Oh, he's taken one out at least and bashed those two bowls around a bit. You can see everyone on the side lining up now. All the players from the other rinks have come across. As they have done, you'll see photos of this on the Facebook page later. They all watch each other's games and they're very interested in how the entire team's going. So Kobe with a backhand shot now. Again, a little bit less grass this time. Will just grabbing Charlie and pulling him out of the way of the camera. And another cover bowl. Again, smart bowling. They've got the lead. They may as well defend a little bit if they're holding. No need to build a big score. They just need to win. And I'd like to see that too. Looking at the ladder and New South Wales being on the bottom, they wouldn't be appreciating that. A win here would give them a huge amount of confidence. But then the Victorians don't give up easily. Matty Flapper over there, the coach, coming over to have a word. They'll discuss tactics. They'll have a really good chat about what the possibilities are. And that's the view of what's ahead of Charlie there. It's just one gap. I think that's all they can see. Oh, they were holding. He must have carried Jack. I thought that those ones in the front were being moved back. So it may have conceded for a draw. I'm not sure what happened there, unless the Victorians had two. I didn't see any points go up. The scoreboard hasn't changed. So we'll get confirmation for you for that as soon as we can. We'll see what no, they're not going to move it. They're just kicking things around. Vic had two, Beck Woods is telling me, so that may be a victory to Victoria. And a big turnaround if that's the case, because Charlie discussing there whether to even play his bowl, and that was a good decision. Look, you've tuned in, and I struggled through with you to bring you a really exceptional game of bowls by these six men, really close all the way, end for end at times. Good tactical play, and as good a game of bowls as you'll see at this level, not just at this level, at any level in New South Wales. We'll be back this afternoon, hopefully at 2:30, although stay tuned to our Facebook feeds as you can. And we'll be back with another game this afternoon. Thanks for joining us.